zombie movies good. Now, most people know that I'm not really a fan of zombie movies. They have their place, don't get me wrong, they have their time, they have their place, and they are important in the general context of horror. But for the most part, I just don't find myself going for them. And I do kind of want to change that. So today I'm talking with Alyse from the Dreadful Dialogue podcast, and she recommended watching Dawn of the Dead. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to find out if they're even good, how the remake compares to the original, what's better, fast or slow zombies, and all sorts of other stuff in between. So grab a seat and listen to this episode of Hot Takes and Remakes. Let's talk zombies. Hello, Alyse. It's nice to talk to you again. I'm excited to do this one because we, I have some hot takes on Dawn of the Dead. But before we get into it, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name's Alyse. I host my own podcast called The Dreadful Dialogue. I have a website, dreadfuldialogue.com. We do movie takes, we interview authors. Oh my God, I'm having a long day here. We interview authors, actors. I'm also in the horror genre, so we keep it a little dreadful over there too.
Just a little bit dreadful.
A little bit.
I'm gonna leave all those links in the description, so definitely go check her out. But we're not here to talk about Dreadful Dialogue, though. We're here to talk about Dawn of the Dead, the original 1978 version and the remake from 2004. Good Lord. First, let me start off saying I am not normally a zombie person. I don't outright dislike zombie movies or infected movies because I'll lump them in the same category. I don't outright dislike them, but they're just not the movies that I generally gravitate towards. These two movies kind of like solidified that. I literally watched these yesterday and this morning for the first time ever. Can you believe that?
Oh, wow.
I've seen
It
bits and
is.
pieces of both of them, but
Okay.
yesterday and today I saw both of them all the way through. Can you tell me what your experience was watching these movies for the first time? When did you see these?
Okay, so the first one, the 1978 version, that is actually like one of the first horror movies I ever watched. So,
Really?
yeah, like I'm probably like a horror fan because of this movie. It's got like a nostalgia, it's like that bit of nostalgia for me. I've told this story on my podcast before. Like I had a an uncle and an aunt, and we were at their apartment. My cousin, we're staying with them for the summer, and my cousin, her parent, it's her mom and stepdad, and her stepdad, my uncle, he's totally like, oh, like you guys should watch this movie and watch this movie. And we're going to like this mom and pop video store, and he's showing us like these terrible horror movies, like Motel Hell,
Oh
Dawn of the
yeah.
Dead. So that, like, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like a big one for me, but like this movie, like I watched it and it was so silly, and I didn't get it at all. Like the social commentary went over my head. I was like 11 or 12. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was laughing at like the silly zombies.
Yeah.
I was kind of catching on to a little bit of the stuff, but not enough to like care at that age. So that's probably why I like it. I mean, I fully know it's funny because I was rewatching it and I told my husband, I'm like, this movie's so terrible. Like, why do I like it? And I remember you saying, you're like, oh, I'm not really a zombie fan. And I'm like, well, okay, well, we're watching it anyway. And then let's see, the 2004 version. I don't know if I watched it in the movie theater. I can't recall if I watched it in the movie theater or I rented it or it was like early, could have been early Netflix. No, it would have been Netflix, yeah, right? It would have been disc Netflix. So I don't know. I remember watching and being like, oh shit, these zombies are moving fast. Like I remember 28 days later.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that the
Yeah,
first one? I can't
28
remember.
days and 28 days. Yeah. The
I've,
28
I,
day series,
I've only
yes.
seen the first one of that series, but I remember I was also like, oh shit, they're moving fast too. So yeah, like they're polar opposites. They're nothing alike to me.
No, they're not. I was fully expecting like, okay, this is gonna be like, relatively the same, and really it's very little that's the same at all. It's
Yeah.
like the 2004 version may as well have been a whole ass different movie, to be honest.
It could have had a different name and it would have been fine. The only thing you would have been like, oh, cool, like they're stuck in a mall, just like in the original one, and they're trying to survive. I mean, that's about like the gist that's the same to me.
Really. Yeah, it really is. I am jealous that you got to see the 78 version so young because again, I've seen bits and pieces of these throughout the years. They're two movies that you see referenced on a lot of documentaries like about like when they talk about zombie movies in particular, it's always, oh, George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. They had this and this and this. So I know like these key scenes, but watching it today, I'm like I'm like how you are now. I'm like, why is this so revered? I don't it's just not my jam.
Yeah, I just think it's so funny. Like, I think part of it is, I mean, I don't know. Have you seen the original Night of the Living Dead from George Romero?
Yes, yes.
Okay, right. Like he did it. From what I understand, George Romero didn't mean to be a like this person. Like people are like, oh, that's so cool. Like you hired a black guy to play the hero, and he's like, well, I didn't hire him because he's a black guy. I hired him because he
Because
was the
he's the
best,
best. Yeah.
right? But us as viewers saw them, we're like, that's so cool based on when it's supposed to take place. It's like, yes, like the black guy gets the win and then he gets killed, but that's
Yeah.
another situation. But I think this time he decided like I'm gonna lean into that. And because he was leaning into that, I think he may have, and I can't speak for the man. Clearly, he's dead, and I can't R.I.P. To the father of the Godfather of zombies here.
Yes.
But I think that he probably needed to soften it because he's put in. I mean, there's racist comments. They're talking
Oh
about
yeah.
people living in the building. They're putting them down because they're minorities. There's consumerism with the mall and talking about why the zombies keep returning to the mall because people are humans and we just go back to what we like to do. And it's like, oh, so we just waste our money on at the mall.
Right.
So I think he was trying to like loosen it up because he didn't want to. He was maybe he wasn't like I can't be perfect at that. That's a lot on your shoulders, right? To be somebody that you're like dealing with these heavy issues. So I think the silliness was his way of like maybe kind of lighten it up for the viewers, but it was also like sometimes it's like the music was wild. It was like, are
Oh
we
my God, that
like a
music.
circus? Like Savini's makeup. I mean, I think this was only maybe Tom Savini's second makeup gig, like or first or second. Like he admits, I've seen him in documentaries. He's like, yeah, I didn't do great. Like the coloring's off. Like they didn't all film the
It's
same. So like,
bad.
yeah, there's like it's like this level of cheese that I don't think they meant for it to be that cheesy or campy. Um, but I think from what I understand, like George Romero's okay with it too. Like he embraced it. Like, yeah, it was meant to be silly at times. So that's my long-winded theory. I think he knew I'm throwing some heavy messages in here, so let's lighten it up occasionally.
I definitely agree on the silliness, and I definitely agree on that whole consumerism and racism stuff. It's like, okay, kind of, you really spelled it out for us. I don't think you really needed to, but thank
Yeah.
you for that, I guess. I respect it because it does have that message. And you know, he Romero went on and is the father of zombie movies. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that the movie's there, but it's like in today's time, there's some things that I don't think we can appreciate as much as we would have back in 1978. The 2004 remake is a whole other monster, and if I compare the two, it definitely lives in the shadow of the original. And I don't know if that's because it's a remake, and a lot of times remakes aren't as loved as the original, or if it's something else entirely. I don't know if it's maybe if we think about the time that the 2004 version came out, it's this is, you know, shortly after 9/11. There was a certain type of movie coming out at that time, just like you said earlier, 28 days or 28 days later, whatever that movie is called. I don't remember anymore.
The zombie one when 28 days later,
Yes.
they yeah, that one.
It's so much gore, it's so much violence, and it's almost like that the story didn't matter as much. Like, yeah, they're in a mall, but they could have been in an airport for all we care. They weren't utilizing it the same as they were in the original. All of the people are just they're terrible people. I
A
didn't
lot of
like
people.
not one of them, not even the main character.
Not
She
even
was
the nurse lady.
not she was the least bad. It's just I didn't really
Okay.
like she was like you're all right. I don't like you, but like you're not
Yeah.
bad. Everyone else was like, bro, if one of my questions here is if you had to describe each film in one sentence, what would that be? I don't think I would use a sentence. I would just use like sounds. The 78 version to me is like, okay, okay. The 2004 version is like, oh my God. Oh my, can we can we please make some good decisions? Because
Yeah.
everyone is just really in both of them. It's just a matter of, okay, are these decisions because it's the 70s and the movie is slower, or are these decisions because everyone is literally out here for themselves?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good sentence to sum either of them up. I mean, I think part of the problem with this remake is I didn't like you were saying how you didn't like any of the characters. I didn't hate all of them, but that's not to say that I wasn't rooting for anybody. Whereas
Right.
at least with the first one, and it could be like when you have such a huge cast, it kind of makes it hard to keep up with everybody.
That's the other
Like
part.
you're like,
There's
who's
too
this
many
person? Who's this
people.
person? There's this person. Okay, there's this bad guy. There's this per okay, this is the nurse. There's the guy and his wife is pregnant. Okay, like you're trying to keep up. Whereas at least in the first one, like there's only four of them.
Yeah,
Um, you felt a little, I mean, not that I like loved them, I didn't despise them. It was just kind of like whatever. But you were kind of rooting for them at least. I mean, like
right.
I was rooting for Ken Foree more than anybody.
Oh, yes, for
I
sure.
mean, talk about a black icon. I mean, that is one of the first men that I saw in the persons that I saw in a black horror movie because I saw this before I saw Night of the Living Dead. I didn't see him in order. Was like cool, like he's the hero. He's kicking butt. Like
And
he
he
like
makes
minorities can
good
do things.
decisions. He's the
Yes,
only one making good decisions.
yeah, his SWAT buddy, his because they're both SWAT, I think, right? Like he
Yeah.
was not as he was more wild in his decisions, which is what got him killed. Um, so I think he was making better decisions. I think again it was super slow, but you rooted for those characters a little more. Whereas in the second one, you're just like, oh, okay, they're killing more zombies and they're making this decision and they're doing that. Like it kind of made it like you were less invested and it was just kind of more of a gore fest, whereas the
Yeah.
other one was gory but maybe it just didn't seem as gory because of the bad makeup. But they were at
Yeah.
least trying to have like a more concise, like character driven storyline. Okay, it was a little too long. Like the movie could have definitely been shorter.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they were trying to do that a lot better. Whereas the second one, it was just like, yeah, shoot them up, you know?
Yeah, which is fine, but it's like, again, make a completely different movie because I feel like you missed the point on what this movie was about to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, we're not really we're missing the plot here. And back to the characters in the second one, the remake, my God, there were so many. Like I would have been fine if that truckload of people didn't come in because now it's like 10 more people that I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
remember any of y'all's names, to
I
be
don't either.
honest.
I just remember the bad guy from Modern Family. I just
Yes,
know he's
yes,
Dunphy in Modern Family. Even Bowser walks in, he's like, "Is that Dunphy? Dunphy? Steve Dunphy from Modern
yes.
Family?" I'm all, "Yeah." I didn't forget. I had forgotten he was in it. And I was like, "Yeah, that's him." Like I couldn't remember any of the new characters. Um, I could kind of describe them, but yeah, the truckload of people kind of threw you off. It was like, whoa, like I'm just getting to know these other ones, like, and it felt rushed at
Right.
that point, and you couldn't again. You didn't really root for them. You didn't feel invested in them. You didn't feel like bad when any of them like passed. You were just
Nope.
like, oh, well, it was your turn.
It's like, which one were you again? Okay.
Yeah, it's wild.
So, slow zombies versus fast zombies. What do you like better?
I'm not really sure. Like I again when I first saw Fast Zombies as somebody who grew up watching it like slow zombie stuff, it threw me the heck off. Now I liked it at first and now I'm like kind of think so zombies are good, but I'm not as much of a zombie person anymore. Like I liked the George Romero era stuff. I mean, probably I liked his Land of the Dead, which I think is actually a good modern horror 2000-ish movie. I think the story's pretty good in that one. Um, I think because like I became like I watched Walking Dead, and then it just
Hmm.
became about like it was not about the zombies anymore. It was about the people and the relationships
Right.
and the survival. And you can do that with any dystopian movie. Honestly, you can do that. So I don't really have I'm not a fan of either. I think they both have their place in movies. It's just a matter of how you use them, which I also think is part of why I appreciate the 1978 Dawn of the Dead, because that's really what would happen. Unfortunately, I mean, if we have a war, if we're
Right.
fighting on our own soil, or we're fighting in our own backyard, or we have some sort of, you know, dystopian or apocalyptic thing that happens, or zombie invasion, infestation, that's probably what's going to happen. You're going to be probably more worried about other humans than you are about zombies.
Right.
But it just didn't feel as effective on this one because we didn't, like I said, we weren't buying into these characters. I didn't root for them.
Right. I think typically, again, I'm not a big zombie person, so it's hard to say which is my
Yeah, what are you
favorite
so
because it's
attached?
like
I don't have a favorite either way. Yeah.
I think I would rather watch a movie with fast, though, I will say, because there's there's no, to me, a lot of the, okay, if I think back to the 78 version, a lot of those zombies, it's like, how did you get caught by that? How did that
Right.
sneak up on you?
Run. You must
How,
really be out of shape, or trip a few of them. Like that's what I would say.
right.
Trip
And
them and
there,
let them attack each other. With the fast ones, you're assed out.
right, it's so much scarier to me because it's like an actual threat, whereas 78 zombies, Walking Dead zombies, it's like, guys, like, what are we doing? Why is it taking you 10 minutes when your gun is already up? Why are you taking so long to shoot them? It's not hard. I don't understand that. So to
Yeah.
me, there's a lot more at stake with the fast ones. Um, and I'm trying to think, do I prefer after someone gets like bit or scratched or something, how fast they turn? I don't really have a preference on that, how quick they turn, but definitely like give me fast zombies because it's easy to get bored otherwise. And I have to admit, unfortunately, for a lot of the 78 when I was bored.
I think that's part of our. I think it makes more sense with the modern audience too, where we are more driven for instant gratification. We have a shorter attention span as
Right.
somebody. I don't want to go to my personal life, but as somebody who works with young people, I'm like, oh, we gotta get to what we're gonna do because if we go too slow, like you lose them. So fast zombies just seem like they make more sense in our current era.
Yes, they definitely make more sense. If we're gonna have something slow chasing us, I think it's fine if it was a monster in It Follows. Then that's the whole point. It's slow. It's slowly coming after you. It will never stop.
Or
But
it's
these,
something you can't find in the forest or something, right?
right,
Like that concept makes more sense. Yeah.
right. But here with zombies, where it's like all you have to do is knock them down. Like it's not threatening at that point. Like I could
Yeah.
survive that. So, we hit on this a little bit earlier, but the original is famous for its consumerism commentary. Do you think that message still hits today?
Oh yeah. I
How
mean,
so?
I mean, in myself included, I mean, we're still guilty of like we got Amazon and we could just add to cart and you
Exactly.
can just I mean, malls are the mall culture is not what it used to be. I mean, it kind of makes me sad in a weird way.
I know. I
Like,
like going
yeah,
to the mall still, but now I'm like, am I an old person? Because I like to
yeah.
go.
But like all the malls in my area now, they like suck now because like there's hardly anything open. They look like zombies could be walking around because they're empty. And I just feel like that was such a fun part of like being a teenager and a young adult was
Mhm.
going to the mall and hanging out and loitering as they would call it. It's like they're going away. So now we have like this instant gratification. Um, so I think, yeah, I mean, but it's just a different form of consumerism now. I don't know how we could me and you will brainstorm. We'll come up with a zombie movie with like add to cart type.
Say TikTok shop. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's like the zombie comes out of your phone because I don't know. I don't know how somebody would do it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, consumerism has not gone away. I mean,
Oh, of course
we're
not.
all
Of
guilty.
course
I
not.
mean, I don't care who you are. I mean, I'm not a minimalist. I try to be smart in my purchases and think through them, but it's too easy. I mean, now you don't go to the mall and hang out. Now you just stare at your phone and pick out what you
Right.
want to buy.
Yeah, we definitely could. It definitely still relates to today, but it would have to be some kind of online thing. It would not be a mall at all. It just
No,
wouldn't, unfortunately. I love malls. I miss malls,
I
but it
do.
could not be that. And for that reason, the 2004 version, again, it doesn't, why were they even in a mall in the first place? I don't think they utilized the mall as much as they did in the original. They had the people in the original. There was a gun shop in there. There was a department store. They went first and got TV, radio, all that kind of stuff to communicate. It made sense. But in this, the 2004 version,
They
like,
just
why
hung
are
out
they
at the
even in there?
coffee shop.
Right, like that's all they did.
Consumerism, right? There was no Starbucks in the 70s, so they had to go get their coffee fix.
Right, right.
Yeah, I do say I do think it's genius, like hanging out at the mall. I mean, I've always said like I'm going to a, you know, a Walmart or a Costco or something like that, where like hopefully not when I live in California, we don't have weapons, but there's some that do. So I'm like, okay, you could have hardware, you could have food, you could have comfortable sleeping stuff, plenty of clothes. Like you're not caring how you're dressing, like food. Like I think it's genius, and that is again a thing of malls of that time because the malls that I grew up with are not the same kind of malls. I mean, we had a mall where we had a guy playing the piano, and
Yeah.
you had everything inside of it. You had a movie theater. We had like Woolworth, which that's probably aging me. I mean, where you could go eat. There was a counter to eat at. Like there was restaurants. Like now it's like there's a food court maybe, and there's the stores are not as the department stores. Like a lot of them are shuttered now in most malls. So yeah, you
Right.
wouldn't get like, or they're not like full fledged like we used to have Montgomery Wards, which I don't know, people know that store, like where you could get a washer, a dryer, a TV in Sears. Now we don't really have any Sears left over. We have like maybe some Macy's. Like you can get some clothes, but
Yeah.
yeah, that other stuff would make more sense. You a TV to keep up on the news, some radio. Yeah, I mean it was genius for the 70s. Yeah, now malls like I would probably go to. You probably have better luck at a Home Depot or something. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, honestly.
At least you could get some weapons. Like you could get some weapons, right?
Yeah. In the book version of World War Z, there's actually like some really good information about what you could do in an actual zombie apocalypse. And one of the things that they said was the best place is probably an airport. Because if you think about it, you got food, you got fuel, and you have like a million security measures to like keep stuff out. A big old runway if someone manages to know how to work a plane, a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, you mean like how the lady in 1978 learned how to fly a helicopter?
Right, in like an hour, this
Unbelievable, right? I was
normal
like, oh,
stuff.
yeah. I'm like, okay, no, that would not happen, but sure.
What's funny? I didn't even think about that at the
I
time
did.
watching it. I'm like, yeah, yeah, she should learn how to fly the helicopter, of course.
I mean, we don't know how long they were there, but it was less than 9 months because she was pregnant and had her baby. Yeah,
Yes.
so maybe 5 months at most. I don't know. I'm gonna give him that benefit. I'm like, there's no way.
And on that same note, she's over here 3, 4 months smoking it up, and I'm like, homegirl.
70s, right?
I was like, ma'am, can you not? Like,
Yeah, they didn't know. My mom tells me how like when she's like, oh, the doctors used to come into your appointment smoking cigarettes. Like it was like doctors are like, hey, how you doing today, man? Like while you're pregnant, like they didn't know how bad it was.
good Lord, what
I
a
think we're like the same
time.
age. It's a good thing we're okay, right?
Right, I know,
Like
right?
so much secondhand smoke. I'm sure our parents inhaled if or I mean, my mom did smoke, but I know other people in my family did.
Yes, yes. My parents didn't smoke either, but I definitely had friends whose parents smoked, and it
Mhm.
was it was
Wow.
not fun. We'd have to like come home from sleepovers and immediately like wash our clothes. It's bad. The original 78 version is very slow, but I think it is more atmospheric, whereas the 2004 version, it's not so much atmosphere as it is just like blah blah loud, everything's going crazy. It's chaotic is how I would describe it. Does being slower and atmospheric work in the original's favor, or do you think it could have like used a boost a little bit?
It could have used a boost. I mean, I thought it worked for it again to help you. Like they were trying to show you what's going on, right? They showed like the different parts of the country, the way they were handling it. Um, but it was still too slow. It was atmospheric. It had that dreadful like vibe to it, but it was a little like, let's keep it moving too. Like, I know these are slow zombies, but this movie's a little slow.
I did appreciate those different views of different parts of wherever they were traveling. They talked about it a little bit in the remake, but we didn't, not till the end, we didn't see too much else. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it almost felt like this is happening literally nowhere else except for around them. But the 78 version, it's like, oh yeah, that's like the whole state is messed up, you know?
Yeah, they showed like the projects, and they showed like out in the countryside, and I can't recall where else they show, but they show you like multiple parts of like wherever they're traveling to. It felt like they were in New York and going to, and I think I read they went to Pennsylvania. I don't know if I read that
Yes,
somewhere or they mention it. So at least we saw multiple places.
yes, yes. Now, the remake is fast. Does that make it rewatchable?
I mean, I guess it kind of goes with it. I mean, if you're just in it to watch some like zombie gore, it goes with it, I guess. I don't know if it adds to the rewatchability, but it goes with it.
I think I think it barely adds to the rewatchability. Like I'll rewatch it maybe one other time, but after that, I'm like, no, I'm good. I already saw this. I already
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen. The original, I think, I I don't know if I can say I would rewatch it. I would have it playing in the background, but does that count as rewatching it? I don't know.
It's that kind of movie you put on. Like, I like to have like get-togethers where it's like, okay, we're gonna watch a horror movie, but we're not really gonna
Yeah.
watch it. We're just gonna have it on and like laugh occasionally, while we're drinking or doing whatever, socializing. It's just like a background silly movie. It's not a movie where it's like, okay, we got to be really intense and like
Yeah,
pay attention to
yeah.
the plot. Yeah,
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like it's a zombie movie, guys. I we we know that the whole consumerism thing, I think everyone is a lot more aware of that today, so I don't even think we necessarily need to watch it for the plot. It's like we already know this.
yeah.
We all have shopping problems.
hmm But I do like that the second one have. I like that they have the zombie baby.
Yeah.
That
That
was
was
great.
cool.
I was like, whoa, like this dude's really gonna try to hide. And I knew the first time I'm like, oh snaps, that is not going. I'm like, it's gonna be. I was like, it's gonna be like some alien thing where like it jumps out and starts
Yeah.
dancing. I was like, here we go. And I was like, it's a zombie. And it's so funny because I remember I was watching it on deployment. Um, and like my first sergeant comes in and he's like walks in and he's like doing a tour with these like officers and he's like, oh, this is, I don't want to say my old last name,
Yeah.
like this is so and so and so and so, and they run this thing like, and they're talking about what we do, and we're like, we're either super busy or we're not busy, like
Right.
you can only work out so many times a day and do certain things when like but you have to be in the office in case we had like a job come up that we needed to do. So like we watched a lot of movies and I made my buddy watch this movie. I'm like, oh, you gotta watch this movie, like, because why not? We had time. And then the guy walks in, he's like, what are you guys watching? What is that? And he had like a Billy Bob Thornton voice. Like my
Yeah.
first sergeant at the time, he looked like Billy Bob Thornton. He's like, what are you guys watching? Oh, those are the California kids. I don't know what the heck they're watching. And we were like, oh, it's called Dawn of the Dead. He's like, what is that? I'm like, and my friend goes, it's a lady having a baby. And he's like, well, what's the matter with her? And I'm like, well, she's a zombie, first sergeant. He's like, well, what the heck with zombie babies? Oh, you kids are terrible. And like walks
It's
out and like it was great. My friend was like, I'm so glad you made me watch this movie because there's a zombie baby. And we're totally like, yeah, we should probably get in trouble. We're like, we're doing our job. Like, we don't have anything to do. They're like, just stay here.
people always come in at the worst times.
But we were just like, we were caught. Like we couldn't try to be like, oh, let me just like turn
Yeah.
this off. It's like they know what we're doing. We're watching a movie. We're like, yeah, it's a zombie. Well, she's having a baby. It's a zombie baby.
Yeah, of course. What's there to explain? It's a zombie baby.
Yeah, but that I remember the first time I watched it. I mean, and that was probably only the second time I watched it when I made my friend watch it. But I just remember being like, "That's wild!" Like the zombie baby. I
I
think that
will
was the first
say I
time
did
I'd seen
like
a
that.
zombie baby.
Right. I will say I did like that. If
That was a
even if
fun
I didn't like
addition.
the movie as a whole, it's like there were some parts that were very entertaining.
Yeah, it was a good few minutes of entertainment where we were like, oh, I'm like, dang, like she's gonna break out. Like he's like, let me just give you this thing to chew on real quick while you have a baby. And you're a zombie. I'm like, that would not work. She would have
No,
broken those chains.
I don't know what he was thinking was gonna happen. Like I and I'm trying to think, okay, if the roles were switched and my husband was a lady and I was a guy and he was pregnant and there's zombies, I think I would like pity shoot him and he would
Yeah,
be okay with that. Like I'm
and
not
and vice versa.
right, like please shoot me, put me out of my
Like if
misery.
I change, yeah, like I mean, that's something. I'm that kind of person. I'm like, if zombies were real and it's gonna happen, like, don't let me
Don't
turn into one of those. Don't let me
don't
start trying to munch
hesitate.
on you. As soon as I get bit, I'm like, babe, I'm out. Like, you better
Right.
make it happen.
Right, because not only that, like, okay, we don't know how that baby's going to turn out. Well, we know because we watched it. You don't know
Yeah,
how that
yeah.
baby's going to turn out. One, two, do you know how to birth that baby? Because it's not like, yeah, people do it, but like a lot of people die doing that. So,
Yeah, if you look up the numbers of like prior to modern medicine, it was not good.
no, it's not. So either way, that's not good. And you think like the rest of the crew is going to be fine with that too?
Yeah, it
Oh,
took out that lady too, man. She didn't deserve that.
no,
Even
she,
I don't think
that
she
poor
was
old
too bad of
lady.
a character. I think what was her name, Norma, or
Something like
I
some
don't
old
remember.
lady
But
name.
yeah, but she's like, oh, she was all thoughtful. I'm gonna go check on him. We haven't heard from him. Oh yeah, yeah, I'll take him these supplies, and she gets killed. It's like, oh man, dang.
If you were to recommend one of these to somebody who is watching them for the first time, which one would you say? And it can't be both. You have to choose
Oh
one.
Lord, I really have to recommend one of them. I mean, I really wouldn't recommend either of them. I would probably just say the 2004. Because if I'm gonna recommend an older zombie movie, I know Night of the Living Dead gets like all the trophies, and Day of the Dead gets all the trophies. I'm just a weirdo that likes Dawn of the Dead, so I'd probably go with the remake because I think it'd probably be more entertaining.
Oh, man, I was gonna say the original, but I actually like your answer better. I was gonna say the original
Well,
because it's like it's a Romero film. It's zombie Hall of Fame type thing. It's historical horror. But then I remember that these would be people in modern day like me, so probably give them at least something a little bit more exciting to watch.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely a watch as a horror fan. I mean, you got to watch it at least
Yeah.
once. But like I said, I think most people from that I've talked to in interviews and documentaries and just fellow horror fans, like that's probably the least liked one. People either love Light of the Living Dead, they like Day of the Dead. I think Day of the Dead, which is the one after, it's like super slow, but there's a lot more going on. Um, I'd have to force myself to also rewatch it. Like it's a lot. It took out the campiness basically from what I can recall, and I think those get better accolades in this one. So that's probably why I'm leaning towards. Okay, just see the new one then.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna watch. I'm not
She's
gonna
like, I'm
watch
not
it.
watching either of these ever again.
No. No, and it's like I think once is enough. I'm not mad that I watch them because I like any kind of horror movie. I like seeing different things. But no, I think I'm good. I don't need to watch
Close
anymore.
the chapter on that.
Yeah. I did the thing. Do you have any last words about either of these movies?
Oh, not really. I just you could just leave off with like what does Ken Foray say? When when hell is full, zombies will walk to Earth. I'm like, I guess we're all
Yes.
zombies shopping. I don't know. I don't have any last thoughts.
I think
I think
I'm
we
gonna go.
talked it all out.
Yeah, I think we talked it all out. I think that Ken Foree is the best thing about both of these movies.
Yeah, because he's in both. I think that's cool, right? Savini has a cameo.
He does.
It has a cameo. Even the other guy, the other SWAT guy, which I can't recall his name from the 1978 version. Not Flyboy, Trooper. I think he calls him Trooper.
Yeah.
So they all have nicknames. That's what I love. And it's like Flyboy and and Trooper, like they're calling each other different things. I think he has a little cameo too. So that was kind of cool. And that Foray gets to say his line again.
Yeah.
I thought that was super cool.